Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Orion Tech Tips, and today we will be discussing the iPhone 8 as well as the 8 Plus in 2020. Originally I was actually going to do this back in January, but then I completely forgot. I thought I already did that, and then I was looking through my videos and it turns out I didn't. So I'm just going to cover the topic now. This is going to be my experience because I got, in September, I will be using the 8 Plus for 2 years now. So that is, I've definitely experienced it, definitely more than somebody, like other YouTubers which, like, have millions of subscribers. They just use a phone for, like, a day, or maybe even, like, a week. At most, and then they just throw it away, move on with it. But using a phone on the first day can be different than using the phone 2 years later. So that is why most people, when they buy a phone, they don't just use it for a week. They use it for at least a year, and in my case, longer. I've known people who've used a phone for... My grandpa kept his 5S for, like, a little over 5 years. So some people keep their phones for a long time. So we're discussing my experience with the 8 Plus, as well as I will be discussing the 8 too. I'll just give you guys the specs, my experience, and if I think you should buy it or upgrade it, what phone, like if you're going from an older phone to this phone, or if you're going from this to a newer phone. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I would say, let's just start with the specs. So both the 8 Plus and a A11 Bionic chip, that's like a 3 cores, and then 3 threads, which is like a virtual low power core. So when people say it's a 6-core processor, it's not really, because only 3 of them can, like, push performance hard. So I'm just going to say 3 cores, 3 threads, and I know phone companies don't really say threads, but as a computer guy, most, like, yeah, I'm just going to say that. So 3 gigs RAM on the 8 Plus, 2 gigs on the 8, and I don't know the speed, but it's definitely not like DDR4 3600 megahertz. DDR3L 1600 megahertz. I'd assume something like that. It's like what a lot of, like, laptops use. Yeah, if someone has more information, feel free to correct me, because Apple doesn't say, so where else can I get the information from? 720p display, well, slightly higher, but yeah, 720p display on the 8, 1080p on the 8 Plus, 1800 milliamp hour battery on the 8, and 27 or 2691 on the 8 Plus, 4.7 inch display on the 8, and 5.5 on the 8 Plus. Keep in mind, like, when people say, how big is your phone? And I say, oh, it's a 5.5 inch phone, and then they hold it, like, oh, I don't want a 5.5 inch phone, it's way too big. I usually keep in mind the bezels. I know phones, like, they're getting away from the bezels. I've used, like, a 10, 11, I've used a lot of phones, and yeah, it definitely, it's nice to, like, look at the no bezels, but when I, like, stop using, like, the fancy, I've used the 11 Pro, when I just put it down and pick up this phone, it feels fine. So, yeah, the bezels, they definitely make it, like, it feels bigger in the hand, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, so okay, actually, no. 8 is as big as the 11 Pro, or like the 10, and the 8 Plus would be like the size of like the 11 Pro Max, pretty much, or the max size phones. If you want like a comparison, but of course the screen is smaller, but then it has the bezels, which make the body bigger. What else can I... Touch ID 2nd gen on both. I'm just going literally off my head. I have nothing in front of me, so I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, dual 12 megapixel cameras on the 12 supports, on the 8 Plus supports portrait mode, 7 megapixel on the back, 1080p 60 on the front, 4K 60 on the back. Same with the 8 as well, but just no telephoto lens, so no portrait mode. Yeah, that's all the wireless charging in both. Fast charging, not included in the box though. That's, if you want more specs, then there's other phones. Other websites that you can get the specs from if you want more than I just told you about. Okay, so my experience has been positive. I haven't really noticed any slowdowns. And this is coming from someone like, I use low power apps like YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, all that, but then I also use high powered apps, like I edit 4K videos in LumaFusion, and I record 4K 60 footage a lot, and it really never slows down. Yeah, the battery health has gone a little bit on my 8 Plus, but I still get like great battery life. I'd say like, maybe 6-ish hours average use, but now I'm at home, so it's like constantly plugged in, so I haven't really been noticing battery life because it's always been plugged in, and then I've just been using it that way. I have a fast charger, and then I also have a wireless charger, so I use both of those. The wireless charger, I think it's only like 10 watts, and keep in mind, if you use the charger that it comes with the box, that will be 5 watts, so you'll literally be waiting a day for your phone to charge. So just don't do that. You can buy like a fast charger. Don't buy Apple's because they charge you a fortune, an absolute fortune. So I bought like, how much? Like the 30 watt brick from Anchor, it was like $20-$30, and then the cord is like $20. I think they sell a longer cord for like $30 maybe. But yeah, that's like a $40 or $50 solution versus Apple's 80. I think it's like 80. So yeah, you save pretty much half. Apple's going to charge you double. But if you just go with like a different solution, it works just as well and you save a lot of money. So yeah, just go with that. Oh, the other thing I will talk about is storage. So I have, if you're wondering, so the 8 and 8 Plus, they both have 64 gigs or 256 gigs of storage. I went with originally I was going to go with the 256 gig. So I had that in cart and I was about to pick it up. And then I was about to pick up the 256 gig iPhone 8 Plus, but it was, it was like, how much was, okay, trying to remember, I don't remember exactly the price, but I think, was this right? It was like, I do, like, my phone carrier, so then I go to the phone carrier, which is Bell, and then I was about to pick it up, and then I thought it was $200 extra for these 256 gig iPhone 8 Plus, but it was $400 extra. I'm like, $400 for a phone I'm going to keep 2 years. So then I was just like deciding I really didn't want to spend $400 to get 400 extra dollars, because I was already going to spend $270 on the phone, or yeah, with the contract. But then with the storage it was like crazy expensive with the 2-year contract. I don't know why it was the case to like upgrade. It was to upgrade the storage. It was more than the phone on the contract. I don't know why. It's different when you buy it outright, but I didn't do it. So I just went with 64 gigs, and then I bought 200 gigabytes of cloud storage, which I think it's like $4 a month. And I've just been doing that. So 4K video is, I just keep it on that, pretty much everything. My Spotify, playlist, games, all that stuff, it takes up quite a bit of storage. I haven't like fully ran out of storage, but I have like 2 gigs left, and just like delete some games I don't play. It would be nice if I had 256 gigs, but I've made 64 work. I will say without the cloud storage, it's going to be tough. So I have like photos, but then when I go on an airplane or there's no Wi-Fi or crazy slow Wi-Fi that you cannot rely off of, then that's when I like download stuff from home, and then that takes up a lot of storage. So that does kind of suck. But yeah, I made it work. Maybe you can't, or yeah. But without the cloud storage, it would be a lot harder, so I don't think I could do it. So I'm just spending $4 a month. Yeah, really the only way I can make it work. But yeah, okay. Storage is out of the way. Should you buy it? Honestly, it's dirt cheap right now. Both the 8 and the 8 Plus. Like a year ago, the 8 Plus was like $400 on Amazon. Now it's like less. It was like 300, maybe 350. For 64 gigs, 256 is also pretty cheap. Maybe go with that if you don't want the cloud storage. The other thing with the cloud storage is I was going to send my friend a photo of something that was saved on the cloud, and I clicked it to download, and it took forever. This was one photo, and we were waiting a long time for it to download off the cloud, which is something I really do not like. They are a lot slower to download. It's not as fast as the local storage on your phone, which sucks. Next time, if you can go with the 256 gig or just higher than 64 gigs, next time I'm getting a phone, I will try to get something with more than 64 gigs, because kind of a struggle to use the cloud. But yeah, okay, cloud storage. Should you upgrade? Okay, I'm back here. But yeah, if you just want like a cheap iPhone, then yeah, they work. If you're wondering about updates, they'll probably get until 2023, or maybe higher than that. If I had to guess, about 2023, roughly. But yeah, we'll get updates a long time. And then if you want to upgrade, don't upgrade to the 11 Pro or the 11 Pro Max, because in September they'll be replaced with way better phones. So just wait for those. If you want the 11, the cheaper 11, then yeah, go ahead and get that. I know it will be replaced with something, but the budget phones are never significantly better. I'd say the 11, the camera it had the wide angle, which is kind of nice. But the other thing is, it wasn't faster than the 10R at all. It didn't have a better screen, it didn't have better battery life, it didn't have anything besides the ultra-wide camera. and it was $100 extra. So yeah, it really didn't affect. And the 10R went down in price too. But yeah, if you want like a budget iPhone, like the 11, then yeah, get that. I know there's going to be like a... Yeah, I guess the 12 will be the successor, but I don't think it's going to be significantly better than the iPhone 11 or cheaper. So yeah, get the 11 if you want it, or wait for the 12 if you want to as well. That's it. Okay. So that was just my talk about it. Comment what other phones you want me to revisit in 2020. And yeah, alright. Thanks for watching. Peace out.